Blockchain explained in 3 sentences. A blockchain stores data in a digital ledger, which can be thought of as a digital book, with each block in the blockchain containing a certain amount of data and recording certain types of information, like transactions, for example. It is maintained by several different computers, each having their own copy of the blockchain in a peer-to-peer network, therefore removing the need for a third party in any transactions or any other activities that take place on the blockchain. It uses proof mechanisms to add new blocks of data to the blockchain and keep it secure, as each computer compares their copy of the blockchain, so if a copy on one of the computers gets compromised, it can be corrected, making blockchains very difficult to hack.
Let me break this down for you. First off, the future of money is digital. We know this. For that reason, assets are now being tokenized, which means that digital tokens are being created to run on a blockchain, and these tokens are going to represent people's assets. So your money, your gold and silver, even your art nowadays is being tokenized to be put on the blockchain. The global financial system is migrating to blockchain technology. Why? Because blockchain technology is a revolutionary technology. It's changing the world. And so banks and institutions are getting together to say, hey, the old way, the old system of sending money all around the world and doing business is old and slow and outdated. We're going to upgrade and migrate over to blockchain. The entire financial system is being changed and updated. Banks are adopting it. We're talking about the big banks that run the world, the JP Morgans. They're introducing blockchain solutions. Look at all of these companies that are using blockchain. All big companies that you know about. And yet no one seems to be talking about this monumental shift that's happening in our financial system and in the world itself.
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught me this truth. And peace and blessings with all sincerity to the hopeful elect. It's Zakar'Yah coming at you with another lesson, and Lord's willing, it be edifying. So today I'm going to touch on this article from Watcher.Guru, which is entitled Brics Announces New Blockchain-Based Crypto Payment System. And the de-dollarization is continuing throughout the four corners of the earth, man. And this is another red flag, okay, for you Make America Great Again Americans that trust in Egypt, that put your faith in this place, that think it's going to bounce back better than it's ever been. So let's dive into this article. BRICS member Russia announced the creation of a new blockchain-based payment system on Tuesday. The blockchain and cryptocurrency-based payment mechanism will be an independent system for trade settlements. The new BRICS payment system will position itself as an alternative option to the US dollar. The payment system aims to be friendly to governments, businesses, and even common citizens. Therefore, if the system becomes a success, a variety of hierarchies from government to the average man could benefit immensely. Russian diplomat Yuri Yushkov confirmed that the new BRICS payment mechanism will boast state-of-the-art technology that will incorporate digital assets and cryptocurrencies on the blockchain. BRICS could take on the US dollar with the payment system, allowing member nations and other developing countries to settle cross-border transactions in the new mechanism. The development will add pressure on the US dollar, making its supply and demand dip in the global market. To know how, it says read here to know how many sectors in the US will be affected if BRICS ditches the dollar for trade. All right. And this is so huge because this new BRICS mechanism or payment system, by it using the blockchain and incorporating cryptocurrencies, it's going to make it so that transactions, whatever it may be, will take place in split seconds. Okay. As opposed to the current American system, which is SWIFT.
SWIFT is the preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., Nostra reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where SWIFT would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something, but payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles, which allow instant, real-time movement of the funds and visibility of those funds as well. So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived? It's 3 days later. I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network.
So as you can see, these nations are in a race to see who's going to control this 100% cashless, tokenized society. Okay? This digital currency. Because he who controls the money controls the people. And Bitcoin and all this big hoopla about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, all this was gradualism to get you used to what's coming. Okay?
Millionaires will literally be made in this upcoming recession.
I agree, but the whole point of crypto is to make everything digital. Once all the money is digital and there's no more legitimate cash or legitimate money, it's not going to be long until you can't access that money unless you get something like this.
Chip implants are tiny glass capsules with circuitry in them. You put it under your skin, it can pretty much replace anything you have in your wallet. Bundling them up gives you an edge if you're a bit forgetful. Chip implants.
It appears that the United Nations is very keen to introduce a global digital ID system that is linked to individuals' bank accounts. The plan is outlined in 3 new policy briefs from the UN titled A Global Digital Compact, Reforms to the International Finance Architecture, and the Future of Outer Space Governance.
So let's dive into my second article from Fox Business, which is entitled Russia, China Team Up Against the US Dollar with Planned Blockchain Payment System. And we're going to scroll down and start about right here. A blockchain simplifies payments by using a decentralized network where the payment is authenticated in real time against data contained in a blockchain. Bitcoin and Ethereum are examples of popular blockchain platforms. The announcement did not go into detail as to what type of blockchain the country plan on using, although Yuskov reframed the group's goal to increase the role of BRICS in international monetary and financial systems this year. In 2023 Johannesburg Declaration, BRICS leaders agreed to increase settlements in national currencies and strengthen correspondent banking networks to secure international transactions. He said the payment system major aim is to decrease the BRICS nations' dependence on the US dollar and to develop a contingent reserve arrangement and an agreement among the BRICS central banks for mutual support during a sudden currency crisis. The CRA is generally seen as a competitor to the International Monetary Fund. Work will continue to develop the contingent reserve arrangement, primarily regarding the use of currencies different from the US dollar, he said. The group's South African ambassador, Anel Suklo warned last year that the dollar's global dominance would end. The days of a dollar-centric world is over. That's a reality. We have a multipolar global trading system today, Suklo said.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
Many countries are saying, in order to avoid this consequence of the imposition of sanctions by the United States on the basis that you are using their currency, in order to avoid the consequences of sanctions that arise from that, let's walk away from the dollar. And hence there's a global discussion taking place about that, and some of it is bilateral. When Russia trades with China, there's no reason why they must use dollars to exchange, none. And so that even India is saying the same thing. So globally, there's a discussion that is taking place to say we must find alternative means of trading among ourselves and not subject ourselves to the situation where there's one currency in the world which becomes the global reserve currency, because it gives the country that is the issuer of the money, that's the United States, it gives it the power to impose its will on everybody because you are depending on the dollar.
So let's grab a precept. This is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. Right, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is against who? Esau, Edom, the wicked that the Bible speaks of pertaining to Malachi 1 and 4. The self-proclaimed white man. And what is the Lord doing? He's showing these nations all the things that Esau had hidden, all the things that he was doing in the dark. These nations are seeing how wicked he is, how conniving he is, and how he exploits them and uses them and goes throughout the world taking what he wants and destroying who and what he wants. And the Lord is showing these nations this. All right? And these nations are feeling like Russia and China are a better option for them. Okay? They laid down in the bed with America and came up with crabs. It is what it is. So back to the article. The bloc was formed in 2009 with its stated mission being to restructure the global political, economic, and financial architecture to be more equitable, balanced, and representative. It has rallied against the U.S. government's weaponization of the U.S. dollar by levying economic sanctions on countries that Washington does not agree with politically. Right. And this is why they're turning on this whore. Okay? It says economic sanctions have been employed by the U.S. for decades. Cuba, for instance, has been sanctioned for more than 60 years, and Iran for more than 40. Following Putin's invasion of Ukraine 2 years ago, the U.S. seized $600 billion of Russia's central bank's assets in U.S. dollars. In addition to Russian economy was cut off from SWIFT, the International Monetary Transfer System. All right, so you see, these nations are paying attention, man. It says more than 40 countries have expressed interest in joining the bloc in an effort to reduce the currency risk and bypass U.S. sanctions if necessary. These aspirations include nations such as Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Indonesia. Right, these nations are jumping ship. Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Right. These nations that were in business with you because of ultimately fear, all right, have set you up for the okie doke. All right. They got you in prime position to take advantage of you. And now they're jumping ship. Beautiful times, man. Beautiful times. And this is all these things are part of Esau, Edom, okay, and his empire, America, Babylon, the Great falling. All right. So this is, what do I want? Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Okay, Lucifer meaning light bearer. Okay, going into these Edomites, okay, these elite banking families, the ones that truly run this world. Okay, how have you fallen from grace? You know, you guys were in this high position of power for so long, and now your empire is crumbling, and everything that you touch is crumbling. Your secrecy is falling apart. All right, you're through. All right, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which dideth weaken the nations? All right, and these nations know that you were the one weakening them. All right, but the scripture says that the weak say, I am strong. These nations are making moves. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Right, and where is Edom's empire located? Okay, the Egypt of its time, America, North America. You can't make this stuff up. We are truly in the end times, man. And the Lord is making it be known. So I think I'm going to end it with that, man. I think I'm going to end it there. All right. So, yeah. Lord's willing, this was edifying. Shalom, Israel. Wa abad babal.